The fast life is good, yes. The fame is okay. The riches and all that, it's all good. But you don't have the liberty to enjoy it for long. It's only for a specific time period. If I'm to relate very well with some of the remarks that I've been seeing in the comment section, I can tell that one thing that you're wondering is, how far does this occultic network stretch? Who is safe? Who then should we put our trust on? In the prophetic, in things that have anything to do with church, I don't think any of you are safe at the moment. I honestly don't think so. And before I go deeper into the church side, let's talk about the entertainment industry. You'll be surprised to know that most of the young artists that you celebrate, from your gospel musicians, hip-hop, etc., are part of this occultic network. It's very difficult if you're sober. I know there are so many sober artists out there who are good, who are excellent, but are not known. They never get the opportunity to showcase their talents. It's these ones that are below par, whom we all perceive to be the greatest of all times, the gods. But you can tell that this person is not that good. How are they this popular? Why are they all over the place? Yeah, if you become part of the network, doors open. They put you on big platforms, big billboards. Like I said, your life will be on autopilot. But there's always something you give away. It's always a trade-in. You don't get nothing for free. The disadvantage with most artists, I'll make reference to the South African industry. That's the one that I know most about. I wouldn't know about other artists outside of Southern Africa, but if we are to streamline down to the South African industry, I've seen many come and go. And I've seen so many of your well-celebrated artists with this man that I was referring to as the man of God. He has a mansion somewhere in Dainfern there. That all of these, your DJs, all of these, your celebrities, your gospel artists, your hip-hop artists, are often invited for events, for functions, private parties, kind of vibes. No phones are allowed there. You just go there as you are. You have all the fun that you can think of, all the fun that you want. But no one will live to tell the story. No one who is even allowed. No one will ever tell you about those things. And the things that will be happening at those parties, Sodom and Gomorrah kind of vibes. Orgies and all those more diabolic activities, because that's how they sustain these covenants. And like I was explaining, in the context of artists, these young men and young women, we have this passion, we have this zeal to make it in life, in music, and we have this ambition to showcase their talents. They feel like it's going to take a long time for them to reach the pinnacle of success. So they often get tempted with offers that they can't resist. And the unfortunate part, when it comes to most of them, they are tricked into this network without them knowing. They are tricked into submission. It's only at a later stage when they realize that they are part of something that is diabolic and they want to tap out. That's when they lose it all. That's when their lives will be cut short. If you can do a proper audit, I don't know why I'm telling you all these people, but if you can do a proper audit, you realize that, especially in the South African music industry, your favorites, they barely live beyond 40. They end at 34, 35, 36, 38. All of them within that bracket. The fast life is good, yes. The fame is okay. The riches and all that, it's all good. But you don't have the liberty to enjoy it for long. It's only for a specific time period. And the reason why for musicians and these ones whom they trick into the network, the reason why they don't live that long is simply because they did not voluntarily submitted themselves to say, we want to join. They did not go to Benin to say, we want to be initiated. But they rather look for those ones that have talent, those ones that are gifted, and they empower them. They trick them, they get them involved with different rituals without them knowing that they are being cooked into this whole network. They are being used to sustain and to drive the influence of this occultic network, or to spread the influence of this occultic network. It's only when they realize that, no, man, we're part of something that is nonsense, they want to tap out. You just hear that this one died, this is what happened, and etc., etc. It's different with the prophets. The prophets voluntarily travel all the way to Benin. They know what's waiting for them there. That's why the godfathers, or the ones that oversee this network, are not worried about the men of God. The men of gods, let's put it that way. They're not worried about them, because these ones will never speak. Because once you make that conscious decision to go to Benin for initiation, to get all this sorcery, and to have access to whatever that this occultic network has to offer, then you are going to become covenanted with the godfathers, or with the fathers of this occultic network. And that's why when you go there, the first thing that they do to you as a prophet, to you young ministers that have been inboxing me saying, how can we go there? We want connections. The first thing that they do to you when you go there, they turn you into a wife for 3 good nights. They'll be visiting you, lock you up in a dark room, degrade you, reduce you to nothing. They'll be taking turns on you, just so that you know that you are nothing and they are the real deal. When they are done with you on that 3-day ritual of you picking up the stop, they'll carry on and start doing other rituals with you. Now they know that they own you. It's a long story, but that's the difference between the prophets and the artists, your celebrities. The prophets voluntarily choose to go there, and they will collect whatever that they collect. And they will come and deceive you here that they are servants of God. They are doing this for God. Yet they are pushing the agenda of the dark world. That's why all the prophets that you can think of, any prophet you can think of, they have too much appetite for women. They don't know how to close their zip. Because the demon that was inserted in them by the godfathers requires for them to grab as many stars as they possibly can, to destroy as many destinies as they possibly can. Remember, intercourse is a transaction. When they will be sleeping with all these young girls in their churches, they are taking something from them, their stars, their glories, their destinies, and they are feeding them with all the demons that they collected. That's why anyone who ever had a thing with a prophet, I'm talking about women, will never see the light of the day. And when I say the light of the day, I mean they'll never have anything meaningful in their lives. They become vagabonds, because that which makes them have hope has been taken. The rest of their entire lives will be submitting and full of confusion. That's why I advise my young sisters out there to stay very far away from these shrines. And if you're a mother, you have a daughter, keep that daughter of yours very far away from these shrines. And you realize that most of these prophets, the main condition that they get is of sacrifice. If they're not engaging in these activities, they are doing sacrifices. They give away their daughters, their biological daughters, their children. That's why those ones that cannot take it end up not having children at all, end up not even getting married at all. Otherwise, they have to give away that which they love to the gods. If they can't, they don't have the heart to give away someone whom they hold dear to their hearts, they'll overstep and look for those close spiritual sons and daughters, those that will do anything for them. Those are the ones that will go instead of their family members. So that is the situation with the prophets, with the prophetic. Those are some of the rituals and the commitments that they have to abide to, so that they can appease the gods of Benin. But when it comes to the musicians in the entertainment industry, because remember, the influence of this occultic network, it stretches over to even to clubs, to any form of entertainment gigs. They are being run by affiliates of this occultic network. So in the music industry, these young men, they just go there for the fame. They're not even told that you're becoming part of something that is bigger than you. They fall in for it. They have all these nice things dangled in their faces. They say, oh yes, let's do it. Most of them get drugged and they get exploited in their state of unconsciousness. And it's in that process whereby they get to be part of something and videos are recorded secretly, privately, stuff like that, just so that they can blackmail them should they come out tomorrow and say, okay, this and this and this and that. So you realize that at the end of the day, a demand is also placed on them to make a sacrifice of their loved ones. And they can't do it, they can't take it. Some will even decide to commit suicide and just leave it because they can't stomach, they can't let go of their own. They do not have that diabolic heart of sacrificing someone whom they love, so they would rather take their own lives. And if they realize that you're adamant, they'll even set you up. And you go. And this is mainly for the South African music industry. The majority of them that you know who are famous, who are popular, they're part of this network. There's this industry in South Africa that they call hookups. The majority of these celebrities that you know, they go to these godfathers of the occultic. And you know how much they get paid? 25,000 rands, 30,000 rands, selling their souls. And they don't know it's shame. They think they're just doing business. Yet they are letting go of their star, of their glory. A few years down the line, they are still confused about what they really want to do with their lives. They make noise on digital platforms, on social media. They become known. They get spoken about everywhere. But they have lost that which makes them worth living. So when we talk about the music industry, that's basically what the occultic network does to your artists. And most of them, the big bishops in the gospel fraternity, they do have even these rings and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. To those who are asking, how much influence does the influence of this occultic network spreads as far as the entertainment industry? The media is captured. It's difficult to be successful in the entertainment if you're not part of the network. And you don't live long, that's the sad part. Just check, just Google anyway, just check off any of your favorites who has passed away in the last few years. Just check how old they were. You realize that they were between 34 and 40, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 39, it will be the grace of God. But 38 should be your cap. Yeah, my man. I'm out.